What is a transformation? A transformation is an operation that moves or changes a geometric figure. So an operation that moves or changes a geometric figure. Now, some new vocabulary that might not be on the top of our brains is what's called the image. So if you ever hear me say the word image, I'm talking about the new figure after the transformation. Okay, so we have our original figure. So if I have my iPad's a rectangle, if I were to rotate it, that rotated end game would be the image, right? So we have the original, and then we have the rotated shape, which is now the image. Okay, so original image. The image is what happens after we've done the transformation. Okay, so our, our three different transformations we have are translation. So translation is just it physically moving, right? So it's shifting. It's shifting right, left. It's shifting up, down. It's shifting both right, left, and up, down. Then we have rotation, which is where it physically just rotates. And then we have our reflections. There is a fourth that's covered up there. That's covered up on purpose. There is a fourth transformation, which is a dilation, which gets bigger or smaller. Like think about your pupils dilating. So does the shape stay congruent when you dilate something? No, it doesn't. So that's why we're not talking about it in this chapter, because this chapter is just all about congruent objects. Okay, so a congruent, let's name our transformations. I'm not there yet. Jump in the game. What transformation do we have here? It is a translation because it just moved. Translation. I do want you to take notice. So does everybody see Lucy question?
Can you go back to the last slide?
Yeah, I'll go back after. Let's go through these and then I can go back. So I do want you to take notice that here we have triangle ABC. And here we have A, and we have like a little apostrophe next to it. I don't know if you can see it on your notes or not. And here we have a B with apostrophe. We call that prime symbols. So A prime, B prime, C prime. The prime symbol shows you where the image is. So that tells you that that's my image. Okay, so we have the original, we have the image. So the translation here is it's moving to the right and then down. Right? Okay, for part B, what do we have? Reflection. And then C looks like it would be a rotation. Okay? All right, so we've got our transformations. What makes them specifically a congruence transformation? Well, that's when changes the position of the figure without changing its size or shape. Okay, so congruence transformation changes the position of the figure without changing its size or its shape. Okay, so today we're going to focus just specifically on translations. When we talk about translations, we have something that's called coordinate notation. Well, coordinate notation is true for all the different types of transformations. We're going to focus on translations because they're probably the easiest transformation to create because you're just moving the shape. So when you are asked to write a rule, so I don't know if you want to put the word rule in quotes underneath there. Whenever you're asked to write a rule, your rule should look something like this. So we're doing it on a coordinate plane. Whenever we plot something on a coordinate plane, we have an ordered pair of x comma y. So that represents your original point. Then we put an arrow. And then here is your translation. So how are we manipulating the x? Well, think about your x-axis. Does that go across or up and down? X-axis goes across. So my x movement is my right or left movement. Right? So this tells me my right or left. Right, left movement. Your B is on your y-axis.
Please excuse the interruption. Brandon.
Y-axis is up and down. Okay. Right? So my y is affected by whether I'm going up or down. Okay. So if this were a plus, would you think I would move to the right or to the left? To the right. If this was a minus, I would move to the left. If this was a plus, would I go up or down? Up. If it was a minus, then I would go down. Good. All right, so let's flip on to the back. Lucy, which one did you need? Oops, this one? Of this example, vertices of triangle ABC are at the following points. So let's go ahead and plot those points. So can you put point A at -4, +3? Put a dot there, label it A. B is at -2, +4. So put a dot there and label it B. C is at -1, 1. So put a dot there and label it C. And then as best as you can, make as straight of lines as you can. So there we have triangle ABC. So what would the coordinates of the image be if it was translated using the following rule? So we have our original ordered pair is being translated by x is being added 5, y is being subtracted 2. So that +5 to the x means that we're going to be moving to the right 5. And that -2 to the y means we're going to be going down 2. So I could just physically do that to my triangle and see where I end up. So let's go ahead and practice that. I'm going to do mine in a different color just because I can. So let's focus on point C first. Put your pencil tip on C. Count 5 units to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What x coordinate did you end up at? +4. Good. Now we need to go down 2. So down 1, 2. Now what y coordinate did you end up at? -1. So we're going to put a point there at 4, -1. Label it C and put a little prime sign on there. I'll make it big on the board. So C prime. All right, let's do the same thing with B. Move B to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 2. Did it put you at 3, 2? Hopefully. Label it B prime. Do the same thing to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 2. Put me at 1, 1. Hopefully the same for you. So we could get our coordinates just by doing this and seeing where I end up. Or we could write it out over here in this lovely space that they have provided for us. So let's go ahead and quickly do that. So I know that A was originally at -4, 3. So now when I do my translation to get to A prime, I'm going to add 5 to my x, and I'm going to subtract 2 to my y. Well, -4 plus 5 is 1. Yep, so 3 minus 2 is 1. So this would be the shortcut way to do it if I didn't have to graph it. So B is at -2, 4, which puts B prime at, well, -2 plus 5 is 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then C was at -1, 1. So that would change into -1 plus 5 is 4. 1 and a -2 makes -1. So that's another way you could get your coordinates instead of just doing the actual physical movement. Okay, so either method works. You may have a problem where it just lists the ordered pair with no graph, and it says come up with the new coordinates, so it might just be easier to either add or subtract to your x, add or subtract to your y, depending on the rule, instead of graphing it and then moving it and then finding your coordinates from that. That's up to you. Okay, so now can we do the reverse? Here we had the rule, did the transformation. Now can we get the transformation and then write the rule? Hopefully. So first thing we need to decide is which one is the image in A? The bottom or the top? The top. This is our image. That's where we're ending up. So now just pick any point. Do you want P, B, or T? T. So if we focus on the movement from my purple T that I have highlighted there in purple up to the red T prime, how's it moving?
Up 4.
It's just going up 4. Is it moving left or right at all? No. So it's just going up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got an up 4 units. Nothing's happening left and right. So what would that rule look like? Well, your rule always starts out with an x comma y, because that means that's your original ordered pair, is being changed to. Is my x shifting right or left?
No.
Nope. So x stays x. I'm just going to leave it x. Nothing's happening to it. Nothing changed. My y is going to be plus or minus 4. Plus 4. Good. So there would be your rule for the following translation.
Wait, I thought you would divide it for each.
You did. Oh, no, that's if you had to come up with the coordinates of each one. Here it didn't ask for the coordinates.
Oh, okay.
Here we're doing the reverse. And put your mask up, please. So for part B, my image is on the right or the left?
Left.
The left. Good. So now let's pick a point. I'm going to go with H. If I go from my red H there to my purple H, what's happening? Do your right, left first. Is it moving to the right or to the left?
To the right.
From red to purple. It is moving to the left, right? We're shifting it to the left. So we've got a left 2. And then what's happening? If I move to the left 2, I have to go down 1. All right, so now let's put this into our rule. So it's going to be x comma y, translating to x. So we said we let to the left 2, which means we're subtracting 2, comma y, we're going down 1, so we're subtracting 1. Questions? All right.